When PoE 2, XLCon's in 2 weeks-ish, and then we'll get more info on that. Not reading heart. Oh yeah, I forgot there's new heart powers I can look at. You start level 2? Okay, that's cool. Boring, flat damage ability. Every 5 seconds, a skill is free and does a little more damn. Wonder how high this number gets. And I wonder if this 5 second timer resets whenever you get chunked. Yo, if that's a multiplier, that's huge. But I don't think it's going to be possible to know that until you see an actual tooltip. And even when you see a tooltip, if it says X or plus, it doesn't actually mean it's a multiplier because tooltips in this game are fucking random. So once we get in game and see, I guess. I mean, no matter what, it's probably good as long as you have like max crit. This plus in the data mine post. Yeah, we'll see once we get in game. That's atrociously bad. This just means you take 20% less damage, right? I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Yeah, this is way too long of a cooldown. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just you take 20% less damage. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. It says it is instead suppressed. Like that's good. So I mean, revenge is like 100% on every single build always. 100% less damage taken is kind of good, considering you just lost 750 armor. Rest of this shit all. I mean, this might be insane. We'll see. Meh, meh. Every 20 kill. I hate this as a mechanic, so I don't care about it. I'm not ever using that. Not a fan. I really don't like CC reliant damage. This is reminding me of a trinket from World of Warcraft. The main difference though is this stores the damage on your target, whereas in World of Warcraft, Warlords of Draenor, it stored it on your character, right? And then exploded on your character. Yeah, like 4 seconds of not being able to do damage to a target. Well, you want it to be two. You want it to be mineraled. That's so much AoE. It just turns all single target damage into basically area damage. Only good for high end content. Yeah, like this is just area damage from Diablo 3, basically. If you're ever in a scenario where your combat looks like Diablo 3 Greater Rifts, where things are all stacked and surviving, this is insane. Means 40% damage increase though? No. Well, kind of for that. But the way you look at this is like if you have like you press Hoda and it hits 10 targets for 10 damage. That's cool, you did 10 damage to all of them. With this, you do 0 damage to all of them, and then they all explode, all hitting each other for 100 damage total to each. So it's 10 times damage in that kind of scenario. With 10 targets, or with 20 targets, it's 20 times damage. If this explosion is big enough that it's all overlapping. Like, you can use like a bunch of like small monsters to like one-shot an elite. It's got that exponential damage scaling with density. Yeah, absorb means they don't take any damage at all. So like you crit a monster, it just doesn't take damage, and then it literally is invulnerable to everything you deal to it until the duration expires, and then all of that damage that it absorbed explodes. So like this is the kind of thing that is like really bad until you're in a scenario where it's really good, and then it's just completely imbalanced and broken. Just like area damage in Diablo. This is going to be really good for whirlwind snapshotting, right? I guess not really because you already crit capped that anyways. So maybe not. You already crit capped anyways. But if you're not already crit capping anyways, you Hoda twice, the third one is a higher crit chance. To an average power of like 10% average crit. Not terrible, but it's like... But it's not terrible. That's atrocious. What the fuck? What does this mean? What does a percentage attack speed mean in this context? This like isn't English. Chance to be ignored. 15% chance to be ignored. This is really good. 15% chance to not get one shot. Love that. Because you're not gonna survive anyways. And if you're doing content like dungeon content, you're probably not getting one shot. You're gonna die to a volley of things. I think it's pretty good. I mean, at the very least, that's better than a skull in your jewelry on average. This is good too defensively. The offensive ones are kind of mediocre though. Can't stack three. Yeah, I mean you can go, like DR, ignoring damage, and then like I don't know, tempting fate maybe if it's a multiplayer. I guess I mean 60% now that every single special crit damage in the game is lower. Like I said, it didn't get nerfed that much really. Like Vuln got nerfed a lot, but crit dam didn't get nerfed as much. You can't stack three. You can't use more than one of the same one. I don't think you. I assume they're unique, but gain +3 wolves. I have absolutely no idea if wolf builds are real enough for that to matter. What? When there's a bunch of close enemies, automatically knock them all back so they're spread out. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, up to. This is pretty cool. You know why? Because this is bad. It knocks them away from you. This is bad. This pulls them toward you. This is good. Although I don't know if druids have any low cooldown things they could spam for to practice a lot. And it really depends. Things like this always really depend on their mechanics. If it's like every 2 seconds one monster gets pulled, then it's like fucking worthless. But if it's like rapid fire, just yoinking, it'd be good. I don't know. We'll see. So like this gives you unstoppable, right? You spec into it. It's like 6 seconds to unstoppable. 2% chance when you get fucked with to become unfuckable. I don't know. Not useless. Walking near a corpse automatically activates an equip corpse skill. That won't bypass cooldowns, right? This one is pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. This one is pretty sick. It'd be a little annoying that it would like auto-consume your corpse tendrils, but at the same time, like your corpse tendrils being auto-consumed isn't even the worst thing in the world. Because like you mainly care about the 20% crit chance buff. When I played Bone Spear Necro, a very common way that I was playing it was I would corpse tendrils corpses that had nothing near me. Not for the grip, but just so I had the rolling crit chance buff. And then also it'll constantly be blowing up corpses to maintain your flesh eater buff and give you this one's really good. Yo, I think I'm playing Bone Spear. 5 enemies are near you, gain an aura that automatically curses surrounding enemies. I'm confused. Gain an aura implies that you have an aura that is causing them to be decrepified. But this is listing a duration. So is the aura has this duration? Or is this applying decrepify and the decrepify has this duration? I think the aura will have the duration. And there's no cooldown listed, so it would permanently be up if you are constantly running through high density dungeons. -5 essence per second, 75% more damage. Bone Spear can't play that. That's way too much essence loss, I think. But there's got to be builds that can. I don't know what the determination is. Oh, with this. 2.5% instead. What resource draining effects are even in the game? Except for this one. There's the weapon for Barb, 2 rage per second. Dungeon affix? Oh, I'm still not running that dungeon affix. Are you fucking kidding me? Channeling? I doubt this would work on Whirlwind. Yeah, you also get 8% regen. Yo, dude, Necro actually has multiple powers that are all good. That's fucked. But still, 2.5 per second is still a lot. I guess they didn't nerf research gen. No. but that is still a lot. This is only good in scenarios that are not super reliable. Depends on the radius. How does the upkeep, what, the essence per second? Yeah, as long as there's corpses, you're good. But on Bone Spear, you spawn corpses on the boss, and you don't want to be near the boss. You want to be far from the boss for overlaps, for shotgunning. So you're not going to be near these corpses. Like when you're doing dungeons, this is fine. But when you're doing dungeons, you have essence on kill, so you're good. I'm just thinking about like single target. Like I feel like this terrain is kind of painful, and you still want to fit this in always just for DR. Like every build will always want to do this for DR if you're playing a build with the goal of surviving. And also this one's pretty nuts too, because Bone Spear Necro actually can get 100% crit chance. Dude, Necro has so many hard choices. I definitely like this one a lot though, for doing dungeon content. This and this and this. Even with Serration nerf. Alright, Rogue, the Wonder Child, favorite class of Diablo 4. Let's see it. None of these three seem interesting at all. This one is... One thing that I don't fully get is... Does this mean that when I proc at 15%, that attack is imbued 3 times? Or it's like, it just gives me the buffs for my next attack? I assume it's the current attack that procs it. I think that'd make the most sense. Like, you're probably gonna use that. I don't know what else you would do for your third one, but I'm not sure. Necro has so many good options, so many good choices. Barb is like, eh. It doesn't work on basic skills. It does. They just can't be imbued by your cooldown imbuements. There's a different power they added to the game that makes it so puncture, like every third puncture, like it is poison imbued. Even though puncture can't be poison imbued, that's just done that way so that your basic skills don't consume your imbuements. But with these like secondary ways to apply imbuements, they do work on basic skills. For each unique element you deal damage with, you'll 12% increase for 10 seconds. That is really good at that's I think that's a multiplier. That's exceptional. Because pretty much every single Sork build is doing at least 2. Because you have to apply burning for blazing, and then you're doing like cold or lightning or some shit. Even in teleport 2, Frost Nova. Even if it's only 1, 12% more is already like higher average value than most of these things are getting for 1 slot. You don't need burning anymore. Did they delete it from the game? Or just nerf it? Because if it just got nerfed, you still probably aren't going to use it. I don't know about creating temporary Season 1 content for a stat that doesn't work until Season 2. But it's thematic to Sorcerer, I guess. Just don't play Sorcerer until Season 2. When you get CC, there's a chance that you CC everything near you. Okay. I mean, this is really good, at least. Yo, this shit is actually really good. There's probably going to be some build with this that's good. I haven't played Sork enough to know the options that it has for generating large amounts of mana. But if it's possible to just generate massive amounts of mana, this is like a 4x multiplier to your damage. Random skills to the level of your character. This means once you're level 100, whenever you create a heart, it'll always be a perfectly rolled heart. I really hope they know what this word means and didn't just pick it because it sounds cool. For sure written by AI. It means wandering empty halls. Yeah, something like that. This kind of makes me think that it's what's the term? Deterministic, right? Like it doesn't use the word random. It's like depending on the dungeon, so you can like pick and you just go to that dungeon. Although maybe you can't pick what dungeon you go to. I don't know how these even work. A lot of updates and new builds. Oh, this isn't Blizzard, right? This is Maxroll. I was like, oh fuck yeah, there's more patches to fix all the things they missed. But no, that's Maxroll.